In this video series, we'll be building a hands-free minecart station. This station has three main components: a departure zone, an arrival zone, and a Pez dispenser to store unused carts. All three components are powered by the pistons added in 1.7. Our departure zone will always have a cart waiting for us, and as soon as we jump in, the cart will be sent down the track. A new cart will automatically be sent to replace the cart in which we are riding. For this demonstration, I have the outgoing track looping back around to the arrival zone of the same station. Once we reach the arrival zone, we can wait in our cart for as long as we'd like. However, as soon as we exit, the cart will immediately be returned to the Pez dispenser. Since the 1.7.2 patch, pistons no longer push pressure plates. Instead, the pressure plate is popped off when the piston extends. In order to get around this, we must position the cart on top of the stone pressure plate in such a way that the piston will be able to push the cart without popping off the pressure plate. First, the minecart enters the system with a controlled amount of speed that will position the cart halfway between the pressure plate and the piston. When the player enters the cart, the piston will extend and push the minecart onto the powered tracks, sending the cart on its way. The departure zone has three main components. First, a speed control ramp that regulates how fast the minecart enters our system. Next, the powered mechanics that actually send our cart down the track. And finally, the outgoing track itself. First, we begin by building a small 3-block ramp where we want our departure zone to go. We then run powered tracks down the back of the ramp to carry our minecart to the top. Next, we place a floating block at the top of the ramp so our cart will hit the block, lose all its forward momentum, and fall directly down. After we place the floating block, we can place two powered tracks at the base of the ramp. Finally, we can power both sections of track with a single redstone torch by digging out the 2 blocks beneath the ramp and placing a redstone torch in a single piece of redstone dust. We then cover the redstone by filling in the blocks we removed. We can build the power mechanics by first placing a stone pressure plate at the end of the 2 powered tracks extending from the base of our ramp. Next, we place a normal piston diagonally from the stone pressure plate so that the piston will extend onto the block adjacent to the plate. We can power the piston by digging down 1 block and placing a single piece of redstone in the hole. By itself, the redstone will not complete the circuit that powers the piston. We must also place a block over the redstone. This block serves 2 purposes. First, it changes the configuration of the redstone, allowing it to connect to the block below the piston, and thus powering the piston itself. Next, it will help to keep the minecart from being bumped out of position as we enter the cart. The final piece of our departure zone is the outgoing track itself. We can begin building the outgoing track by digging a 2-block trench in front of our stone pressure plate. The trench ensures that our minecart will be launched properly by the system. We then lay 4 pieces of powered tracks by starting in the 2-block trench and running our tracks out the far side. 4 track pieces will bring a stationary cart up to full speed. Lastly, we power the tracks by digging out the space underneath one of the tracks and placing a redstone torch. We can then test the departure system by placing a minecart on the 2 powered tracks at the base of the ramp. Once the minecart is in place, we can jump into the cart and activate the stone pressure plate. The piston will fire, which pushes the cart off the pressure plate and onto the outgoing tracks.